All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had to switch to my iPhone. I don't know what was going on with the iPad, but I'm back. Joe Mixon looks like he had two plays so far. It's second and seven. Bengals look like they're about at midfield. Offense is looking decent so far. Giovanni Bernard is in the backfield. I don't know who number 17 is. Who is number 17? Yo, what's up, Nightwolf? So third down here, third and four. Rams defense. They're pretty good. 16th in the NFL on third down conversion. Who they? What's going on? Zach Taylor versus Wade Phillips. This is a good matchup from a coaching standpoint. Damn, Rams had a night defense in the NFL. Third and four here. Oh my God. Eifert just dropped it. So looks like it's gonna be was that a three and out? I think we might have gotten at least one first down. Wow. If you gotta catch that, bro. Man. My stream actually might be a little slower than you guys', but I'll try to keep you up to date as much as possible. So unfortunately we're punting back to the Rams. Alright, let's see. Number 17 is Stanley Morgan. They're wearing the color rush jerseys. Tank, tank, tank. I'm with you, bro. So it's a commercial break now. But not much from the Bengals offense that first drive. It looks like Joe Mixon got a little bit of running room. Who they? Um, just a little bit. As you guys can see, I'm rocking the Odell Thurman. What you know about it? What's up? Rocking the Odell Thurman real quick. Definitely does, Anthony. Yeah, I think that I will say that should have been caught by Eifert on that one. Yeah, Odell Thurman, yes sir. What they know about it? Yeah, yeah. I had to go ahead and cop the Odell joint, 51. Best line, one of the best linebackers we had outside of Tez, of course. Still wonder what happened to him. Yeah, our first drive didn't look too bad. I have to agree with that. Not too bad, but hopefully we just don't get embarrassed. I'm hoping that we still get the L because I really want that first pick, man. So let me ask you guys. It was a big debate going on yesterday in the Bengals Real Talk group. Obviously, Chase Young had a four-sack game. I like Chase Young. Let me say this first. I like Chase Young. I think he's going to be great in the NFL. I think that he's a top five pick. I just don't think that he's the right guy for us to take. And I say that because we need a quarterback, man. We need a quarterback. We need someone who is going to instantly impact our team and make us better. Now, if you want Chase Young, then that's kind of like a 2 year plan for me, at least. Like, if you're going to take Chase Young, that's a 2 year plan. And yeah, legal trouble, and he broke his neck. I think I'm just looking at some of you guys' comments. Pardon my finger. Here, let me do it this way. All right, that way my finger's not in your face. We need a time machine to go back and get Anthony Munoz, Justin Herbert. I think Tua is that guy, man. I think a lot of people are just trying to chalk it up to he's an Alabama quarterback. They have so many. Oh man, that's a horrible first play. Rams. I think that's Robert Woods just caught a pass and got to about the 50-yard line. Uh, I think Tua can be that guy. I think a lot of people are thinking, hey, he's only good because he plays at Alabama, but when you watch some of those throws, man, he throws people open. He's been in situations where he's had to come through. You talk about him coming in immediately during the national championship, leading them to a victory. And then you also talk about like when you just do the research on the guy and find out certain things about him, how he was raised. Like his dad actually punished him for throwing interceptions. I like that. I like that because coming from a team where Andy Dalton throws a lot of interceptions, I really like that. It was a point of emphasis for him when he was in high school. He played at the Elite 11, which is where they select all the top quarterbacks in the nation, and he was like the last guy to get it in. And there were a lot of doubts casted about him. And what ended up happening was that they said at the end of that competition, he ended up ending as the first guy. And I think when you look at it, he's the most prolific passer in Alabama history, right? So it's not fair to come. Ooh, is that a fumble? It's not fair to really compare him to some of those guys because he's way better than all of them. Um, let's look. It looks like Cook got knocked out a little bit. He should be okay though. He just who was that? Who hit him like that? Was that Bates? Ooh, it was a little bit of helmet in there. I'm not sure what they're gonna call that. Okay, I won't call it again. That's not a problem. All right, I thought mine was slow. But anyways, let's get back to what I was talking about. But Tua, I think Tua could be the guy. I think he has all the intangibles. You look around the NFL, you look around all of the guys. I mean, Steve Young said it best. I mean, he thinks that Tua is special. I think he definitely is special. When you turn on the film, the velocity that he throws with. At first, like someone had said, like it reminds them of Aaron Rodgers. Like he throws a similar ball to Aaron Rodgers. And when you look at the ball on film, it's crazy. It's like he really does. And he's a lefty. Ooh. And he's a lefty. Mine is a minute slow, Japan? Or is that mine or is it the guy that was streaming? You guys can't hear it in the background, can you? I'm streaming on NFL Sunday Ticket. But anyways, I say that to say I think we need to take a quarterback. I think Tua's the guy. You just look at his personality. Does his injury concern me at all? Not really. If it was a knee or something like that, then it would more. Ankle, I'm not really too worried about, honestly. And then when you talk about Alabama, they've always had guys that have been hurt, right? Um, he is always like they always have. Look at Jonah Williams, right? Look at Drake Kirkpatrick, AJ McCarron, guys that we've taken from there. They've always got something going on with them. Like usually the injuries are kind of hidden, so the fact that we at least know that, I think that that's cool. Um, let me see. If we don't get Tua due to the Dolphins, I think you go with Burrow, and that's my thing, guys. If Tua wasn't that good, why are the Dolphins like tanking their season just to get him? Like they were getting rid of guys like before the season started just to get him. Like the Dolphins would be thanking us if we got the number one overall pick and didn't take Tua. Plus, if you take Tua, nobody's gonna be mad at you. It's the right pick. Justin Herbert, I wouldn't be mad with Justin Herbert either. I still would take Tua over Herbert just because Tua is a mobile quarterback, and I think when you look at today's NFL, you look at where things are going. You look at this team, being that we have an offensive line that isn't, amazing. You need a quarterback that can stretch the field and also have some mobility to him. When you talk about Tua, he's been compared to uh, Russell Wilson. He's been compared to Steve Young. That's the reason. But Justin Herbert, I'm not mad at either. Like if we can't get him and we end up taking Justin Herbert, I'm not mad at that because Herbert was supposed to be the guy coming out last year, so that wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, Burrow, Tua, or Young. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's a good top three. Like I said, I think the mobile thing is what makes Tua. Oh man, I'm not gonna spoil it, but uh, I think That's what makes Tua stand out. And when you talk about Chase Young, this is a point that I brought up yesterday on Twitter, right? The Cleveland Browns were in a similar situation, and the Cleveland Browns have always passed on taking one of those top guys in the draft, right? Um, and like they were faced in 2017 with a similar situation that we're being faced with now, right? Except I do think Tua is a little bit better, but than what they had in 2017. But in 2017, these guys passed on Deshaun Watson, they passed on Pat Mahomes, they passed on all of these guys to take Miles Garrett, who was a generational pass rusher, right? He was a generational pass rushing prospect, right? Good enough for them to pass on a quarterback to take him. What happened? They went 0 and 16 that year after they drafted him. So I have a hard time with people like trying to sell me on that Chase Young is going to have an impact on this team because he's not. He's not. To me, like if you need somebody to impact your team, which I think they really do, given the state of this franchise, what is this, the third or fourth season where we haven't made the playoffs? You're talking about risking that all on another season. And then if your message is to send back to your fan base that Andy Dalton is going to remain the quarterback, nobody's showing up to the games. Chase Young isn't selling tickets. Chase Young isn't putting any energy back into this team. He's not doing any of that. I like Chase Young as a prospect, but like I said, he's not going to make an impact. Yes, yes, yes. I watch him play. I watch Geno Atkins play too. Geno Atkins is a Hall of Fame, All Pro player, right? Um, and when I say an impact, I don't mean that he's not going to make an impact on defense, right? I don't think he's going to make an impact on wins and losses. You look at this team, the defense isn't that bad. The issue with the defense isn't the players, the personnel, or any of that. The issue is that they're on the field too much. Like Chase Young doesn't play quarterback. Chase Young can't get us first downs. So he doesn't solve the offensive equation for us, which is why I say he will not have an impact. Not that he won't get double digit sacks or anything like that. Like, yeah, Miles Garrett made an impact for the Browns on defense. Did he in the win column? No. He didn't. They went 0 and 16 with him. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if we get a quarterback, the impact will be immediately, like Chris Parcell is saying. And I really worry that with the Bengals contract being up in 2026, when you're talking about 4 years now, low ticket sales, people just being pissed, not buying anything. I don't want the Bengals to end up leaving Cincinnati. I don't want to wish that on them. But let's just be real, people. And I hear people saying, "Oh, that's not possible. That's not going to happen," and this and that. Why are they playing these exhibition games in London? They're looking for a team to put there. They're looking for teams to put into these new markets, the Las Vegas Raiders and all of that. Like the Raiders had the same TV deal. That didn't keep them from moving to Vegas. And that, in my opinion, is something that I don't want to see in Cincinnati because when you sign up for Chase Young, if you don't get a quarterback that says to your fan base you're sticking with Andy Dalton, it's going to be another year with him. AJ Green's going to be another year older. So AJ Green, Geno Atkins, these guys are about to be 34 or something at that time, and you want to risk it all on Chase Young and not a quarterback. So that means that you're going to basically be trash for 2 years. You're going to have to get another quarterback. You don't know who's coming out. You don't know where you're going to end up at. They could go 7-9. So that's my only thing there. Now, if Tua wasn't there, then I would say okay. But Tua, if you look around at every single draft board, right? You go to ESPN, you go to PFF, you go to any of these places, they have Tua as the number one overall prospect. Like teams aren't tanking for Chase Young. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I, like I said, I'm having a hard time finding the Miami Dolphins tank for Chase T-shirts out there. I'm not finding them. Miami would be so happy with us if we ended up with the number one pick and didn't take Tua. Like that would be crazy. But the Bengals have done crazier things in the past. Let me check on some of these comments. Bend but don't break defense. I like Tua with AJ off the rip, especially with the exactly, bro. Like put Tua with these weapons. I keep hearing people talk about, oh, well, Tua has all of these weapons at Alabama. He'd have weapons here too. No QB jumps off my screen like Chase. I don't see how the QB doesn't jump off of the screen. Like Do y'all have y'all watched Tua before? Like Tua jumps off the screen when he throws that ball. Like he throws people open. He throws like just look at the release, bro. Tua to me definitely jumps off the screen. But I mean, I'm good with Burrow either. I'm good with either or. But to me, the only thing that I'll say about Burrow is the only thing that scares me about him is I just haven't seen enough consistency with it, right? And when I say consistency, like I haven't seen more than one season with it. So that's the only thing that scares me. And I said this too, and I'm not saying Burrow is going to be this guy, but I get kind of wary about quarterbacks that only have like one hot season and stuff like that because it reminds me of Achilles Smith. Remember, Achilles Smith had that one good year for Oregon. And again, I'm not saying Joe Burrow is that, but when you talk about guys like him and you talk about guys like Mitch Trubisky, I don't like the guys that only have, one year of doing things. That's my only concern. It raises me a red flag, man. Like I have to see at least like two seasons like that. So I'm not saying that to say that Joe Burrow isn't gonna be good, but exactly, man. Haskins too. 1 year. I have to see it. I have to see it 2 years, man. I have to see it 2 years. That's the only thing. Like you talk about, like when I bring up the 2 years example, right? Justin Herbert last year. Justin Herbert last year was amazing, right? Look at Justin Herbert this year, and that's my thing. If Justin Herbert would have came out last year, they said that he would have been the number one quarterback taken. Lawrence is cool. I just don't want to suck for 2 years, bro. Like y'all, can y'all really take 2 more years of this? I mean, I know we're Bengals fans, so we had that, but how frustrating would that be? Like, just think about that. Like, think about having to put up with another year of Andy Dalton, and think about having to hear so many more excuses about who else it is. I can't do that, bro. I can't do that. Like I can't continue to like I'm not gonna quit being a fan, but I'm not gonna be emotionally involved with this team if they do that. Yeah, I'm ready to win, man. I'm ready to win. This team is bad. One draft isn't gonna fix it. I don't agree with that, man. Like a quarterback can change that. A quarterback can change that. Like, and I'm not saying that they're gonna be 10-6, 11-5. Look at the Ravens, right? The Ravens were dead last year before they put Lamar Jackson in, and now look at them. And this is the thing too. Another thing that I'll say about Tua, right? He's gonna have respect to guys in the NFL that may watch football, college football, or stuff like that. So guys like AJ Green, guys like Joe Mixon are gonna buy into him um, immediately. And then you're also gonna have guys that may want to come from other destinations and actually play with him. And then another thing is they're gonna have to get media coverage. If Tua goes to the Bengals, they're gonna have to talk about him. They're gonna have to talk about us. So I think it's a win-win from all sides of the spectrum. At QB, I want Tua. Like it's no secret if you watch me, I've wanted Tua. I think Tua. I've always wanted a mobile quarterback with the weapons that we have because I think that it makes it harder to guard us. Like let's just take Tua out of it, right? Let's just talk about a mobile quarterback and what that quarterback could do in this offense, right? If you have a mobile quarterback that can throw, it just makes everything better when you talk about that option offense when it comes to trying to hand off to Mixon and stuff like that, not knowing whether it's Mixon or that mobile quarterback. That's something that's going to do stuff for you. When all else breaks down, wow, that was a hell of a pass. When everything breaks down, he can extend the play as well. When was the last time Alabama had a QB ball in the NFL? That is a very lazy comparison because when is the last time Alabama had a prolific passer like Tua? They haven't. So that a logic that you guys are applying with the AJ McCarrons and the Greg McElroy, they never threw like him. Like that's the difference. Like I could see if Alabama was like Oregon or something like that, Hawaii, where they're just throwing a bunch of like having a whole bunch of guys that throw and throwing for 4,000 yards and all of that and 50 touchdowns. They've never had that. He's not like anybody they've ever had. Like you could argue right now that he's the best quarterback in Alabama history. Like you could really argue that. I wouldn't put any young QB behind this line. So this is my thing about the line, right? I think it's being overblown about how hard it will be to fix this line. Number one, they picked Jonah Williams last year. He's a left tackle. He's not playing right now. Your left tackle is out of the way. That's your most important part of this line. Bobby Hart has to go. You can get rid of him next year. You can draft another guy in the second or third round that will be better than Bobby Hart easily. So then you have a better left tackle. You have a better right tackle. You talk about the center Trey Hopkins. He's already there right now. He's going to be fine. Then it really comes down to what you have at your guard positions, left guard, right guard. They could go out and sign a guy in free agency, which I think that they actually will. Hey, Sele, that's what's up, man. Hope you enjoy the game, my friend. Um, those guys, like the offensive line can be fixed. Like Jonah Williams is a big ingredient into fixing that. Like they have John Jerry playing left tackle right now. That's not going to happen. Bill Callahan could come in exactly as well and fix this offensive line. So the offensive line saying that you don't trust a rookie underneath behind this is kind of an overblown statement to me because we've already got the offensive line. There's potential to fix it there, right? Now, when you talk about linebacker, that's way tougher to fix right now because like you really don't have any linebackers that are really good at all three positions. So that's to me is a harder kind of fix in my opinion. How has Tua disappointed in big games? He won a national championship. Do people not realize that? Do people not realize like the first time we met Tua, right, was when he came in the second half of a national championship game and was the X factor. Whoa. Okay. I cannot show the game for legal reasons. I was gonna give you guys updates on the game, but someone in the chat said that they were streaming it, so they didn't want me to spoil it. But all I can say is the Bengals offense is moving. What happened last year? Oh, you're talking about the national championship last year? Yeah, that's true. I mean, but when you look at the guy's total thing, he stepped up in plenty of big moments, man. Yikes. McVay capping. And then I think you just put Tua with a guy like Zach Taylor. Yeah, I'm ready for that. See, like some of these sacks that Dalton takes, is some of them are his fault, man. Like the announcer just said it. I'm not even saying that. The announcer said it. The announcer just said that was Andy Dalton's fault. Like if you have a play like what just happened when you guys see it, Tua is the type of guy that would have took off running and that's a first down or close to a first down. It's nothing but green in front of him. Body of work over a one game outlier. Okay, I mean that's fine, but if you're gonna apply the body of work, Burrow doesn't have that extensive body of work, but people still want us to take him. That is something that I don't get. And then this is my thing too. Is Tua's like having a Heisman type year this year. Like where are those flaws showing up this year? Like I can't wait to see what he does in the playoff games and the possible national championship that they might be playing in, because then we'll be able to see it again, right? So that's one game that I'm really looking forward to, and I hope that happens is Alabama versus Ohio State. Lincoln Riley has produced two of the last number one quarterbacks. Yeah, his system is real. That's why I'm glad the decision is not mine. I understand. I understand. So right now it's 3-0. Rams, Bengals. Uh, Not gonna try to give away too much, but that's just the score right now. So that shouldn't be much of a spoiler. Burrows isn't it. We gotta find somebody that's it. Somebody gotta be it, man. Cause Dalton ain't it to me. Dalton is not it. Okay. Yeah, I know, Terrence. I didn't want to spoil it. I really wish they would too, man. But I don't know when. Unless he has like a crazy game. I feel you, man, Jeezy. But the NFL now is moving towards a mobile quarterback game. Like the whole pocket quarterback, I feel like that's almost a dinosaur. It's becoming a dinosaur kind of game now. Like I don't know. I don't know. What you guys think of the first quarter so far? It just got the notification that it's 3-3. Bengals Rams tied up. Let me check my battery juice. Yeah, that was pretty solid. Not bad. I'm getting other notifications from other games. Sam Darnold just got intercepted. See, like Sam Darnold, right? So this is why I talk about pocket quarterbacks. Why it's hard to trust them. There was a lot of people that said, and I was one of the. So if you go back, and I don't know how to prove this, whether it's Twitter, whether it's my streams and stuff like that. I had the top quarterbacks of that last draft class last year being Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson. And a lot of people talked about Sam Darnold and Rosen and all of that. I was saying that Lamar Jackson was going to be better than Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen. The only quarterback I had over him was Baker Mayfield, and that's because Baker could also scramble as well. And when you look at Lamar Jackson now, look at him. He was good enough at throwing the ball. He could run. He could extend plays. Now he's outperforming both of those guys, and Sam Darnold is out here throwing interceptions. So that's why I like mobile quarterbacks because if you ever played football, right, and you play defense, the hardest thing to account for was a quarterback with legs because when all else fails, they can take off, and it almost in your head, it's kind of like always in the back of your head and as something that you have to account for. With a pocket quarterback, it's like you just have to really account for whether the pass is there, whether it's on point. You're not worrying about that guy taking off running, right? That's a huge factor, bro. That is a huge factor. Like the Bengals had an entire game plan with Geno Atkins to shadow Lamar Jackson. Like he literally, like instead of rushing the passer, he had to like sit there and wait to see if Lamar Jackson was gonna take off. John Sheeran did a great video on that, analyzing what happened in that game with Geno Atkins. Like he was literally standing up, chopping his feet, like looking and waiting to see if Lamar was gonna take off or not. That's why you take a mobile quarterback. Do I think Dwayne Haskins will be a bust? I think so. I think so. I think so because he only had that one good year. I was kind of wary of Haskins. I wasn't really like sold on him like that. Hold on. Did somebody ask what jersey I have on? It is a Odell Thurman. Odell Thurman, baby. Yeah, Dwayne, they didn't set him up for success, but I don't know, man. If you can't start over Case Keenum and what other bums that they have there, then he's kind of trash. Let's see. Nobody is showing live on YouTube. Give me 1 second, guys. I just got to make sure that my phone doesn't lose any charge here. Can you guys still hear me? Haskins looks out of shape. Haskins looks out of shape. All right, appreciate it. Glad you guys can still hear me. Hold on, I'm trying to charge for a little bit. The crowd is dead. Get to it. Have Boyd and AJ on the outside. Put Erickson in the slot and Mixon in the middle. Bro, could you imagine that? Like Tua's arm with John Ross. Could y'all imagine that? Let's see. LJ was right there for us. Mobile quarterbacks have a shorter shelf life. I don't think that Russell Wilson has a short shelf life. God, that's a tongue twister. I don't think that he has that. Like, I think everybody gets paranoid from RG3, but like technically speaking, Steve Young was a scrambling quarterback. There's been a ton of scrambling quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers is a scrambling quarterback. Does he have a short shelf life? Like, Tua isn't gonna run as much as Lamar Jackson. Like he can run, but he's not gonna. There's not gonna be design play runs for him. It's gonna kind of be like a little bit of a Russell Wilson kind of thing. Let's see. Who do I have winning the national championship? I don't watch much college, bro, but I will probably say Ohio State. I've been hearing from afar that they look like they're the best team. Somebody was smoking before that draft. That's funny. I think Kyler Minshew is the best rookie quarterback this year. I think so too. And then this is my thing too, man. Like the Arizona Cardinals took a quarterback last year, or 2 years in a row in the first round. They waited to get their guy. Let's see. So Jeezy, you said that you agree with me. You just think most quarterbacks coming out of college now are breeded to run and pass. Maybe not on the Lamar Jackson level, but their ability to do both. I think so. OHIO. I think John Ross with Tua would be nasty. I just think that it would be pretty nasty. Uh-oh. Don't tell me that. It seems like I just seen something in the chat. I know mine is a little behind. Don't tell me that. I hope not. I can't show it, man. I want to Shadow Swift, but I can't. YouTube will take my channel down if I show that stuff. So I wanted to talk to you guys about what was going on, but I had someone in the chat say not to drop any spoilers because they're streaming the game too. But if you, nah, you good, bro. It's not a problem. You already know, man. If I could show you guys the game, I definitely would for sure. I don't know if that person in here that told me not to drop any spoilers, block people with spoilers in the chat. Who wants to be an admin, man? Or a moderator? Let me see if I can. Okay, that's what I was worried about. I was worried if it was hard to hear me, because I did go off of my headset. Um, the only thing is I'm stuck trying to charge this thing. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. Looks like I am on 6%, so I cannot switch back to the headset, unfortunately. You can hear me fine. I'll just try to talk. I'll try to talk a little bit louder. Yeah, it's tied right now, 3-3. Brandon Cooks is out for this game. He just got ruled out. He got hit earlier, and that's what it is. So he's in concussion protocol. He's ruled out. Let me see. All right, appreciate it. I need to really just get a new phone, man, because like my speaker, I can never tell whether it's loud or messing up. So it seems like my iPhone speaker might be messing up. Rams just messing with him. Who they think gonna beat them? Nobody. Who are we gonna beat? It seems like nobody. I'm at a point now where I don't even get upset. I used to like get super upset when I used to watch these games, but now it's like I don't even. Wow. Yeah, I saw that. It was like wide open. We will beat the Browns. Let's see. Better game planning. Uh, I think the Bengals could have won 3 games at least. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about going down to that Dolphins Bengals game. Yeah, the Browns. I think the issue with the Browns is like coaching, offensive line, Baker Mayfield's inconsistent play. Yeah, Hubbard's been doing his thing. That game is going to be interesting to see who should like lose. I want to see if somebody's just going to straight up try to lose that game. Like if the Bengals were to straight up just start like Jake Dalgala or something. Yep, AJ will not be back until after the bye week, which I want to say the bye week is next week. The Bengals aren't playing bad though. They're not playing bad this game. Dude, DK Metcalf is a stud. Like I remember people trying to say that he was just a combine warrior. He is legit. Feel bad for Zach though, man. Yeah, DK Metcalf is something different. Yeah, McCray is trash. Wow, fellas. Wow. Way too easy. How Marvin is doing. Marvin's at Arizona State, I think, is like a defensive specialist. I don't know what Arizona State is doing, but Cooper Cup is that dude. That's crazy though. Oh my God. The Rams scored. Blame that on Dalton. Do Ace, do you think that we have anything to offer Miami for their second first round pick? So does that mean are you asking that they should trade for their second first round pick? That's your boy, Jermaine Pratt. I talked about the Bengals needed to draft 2 linebackers and that I thought Pratt was cool, but I wasn't super sold on him. Yeah, there's no bigger problem than quarterback. I mean, that's linebacker, right? That's linebacker right there. Getting a linebacker that can actually defend the pass has been this team's Achilles heel. Yeah, Cooper Cup's having a field day, bro. Ooh, man. Yeah, Marvin got 17 years and never won a playoff game. People talk about Zach, like 17 years with no playoff winning. Nah. On another note, though, I don't know if y'all are paying attention. This Disney Plus is gonna be kind of lit. That's coming out. It's gonna be super lit. I'm definitely getting it. I got Verizon, so I get it free for a year. Let's see. Yeah, we need to sign a linebacker. We need to draft one high. I'm tired of waiting until the third round to draft these guys. Other than that last TD, the Bengals are playing tough defense. I agree. That's why you got to get touchdowns and not field goals. Marvin's an advisor to Dungy. There's talk of him going to the Redskins as a head coach. Good luck with that. That would be horrible. The Redskins organization is just as bad as the Bengals. I don't think he'd be set up for success there. Yeah, I hope Mixon doesn't get excited either. I mean, doesn't get upset either. Yeah, I don't know why Tony McRae is still playing, but honestly, I don't think they have any corners to even put in instead of him. Like they lost Darius Phillips, they lost Drake Kirkpatrick, Bernard is out. I think they have like no choice but to play um, Tony McRae, unfortunately, because they don't have any depth. No depth, too many injuries is a recipe for disaster. So it seems like they're just picking on Tony McRae, which if I was another team, that's what I'd do. Damn, that was Josh Reynolds too? Bro, I wanted Josh Reynolds a couple years ago. We need a number one pick in the draft, Joe Burrow. If you can't stop the run but your QB gets points, the run game will be a bigger problem. I think the reason the run game so there's multiple reasons why the run game sucks, right? I think first the offensive line, they're trash. The second is nobody's scared about Andy Dalton throwing. Like nobody that scares nobody. So when it comes to that, they're just really gonna load the box and force Andy Dalton to throw, which is what teams have been doing. And then that plays right into their hands, and then the offense can't score. So then you get in a position to where you're down by so many points, you can't run the ball because you don't have enough time. So I think that all bodes well for the run game not really working. All right. All right, guys. I'm gonna hit you up. I'll be back.